December 18th, 2016. I am in the Uranium 2000 book again. The Northern Hemisphere to -6 degrees. And obviously, Uranium is a book full of star charts, which people who know stellar metamorphosis means exoplanets. Check it out. All thousands, tens of thousands of them. But I want to go ahead and read this out to you. I'm on page XV, which would be 15. Uranography yesterday and today. To the ancient Greeks, Urania was the muse of the heavens. There was also Uranus, the god of the celestial realm, for whom a major planet was named. Both derive from the Greek root for sky, which is Urano. It's spelled U-R-A-N-O. Accordingly, there is a word, uranography, derived from the same source, which refers to celestial cartography just as geography refers to terrestrial mapping. However, the word uranography is little known today. It's not very popular. You won't see uranography inside of mainstream forums a lot. They just talk about things like black holes and dark matter and other bullshit. It's weird how that works. What does the uranographer actually map? A geographer delineates the actual physical form of the surface of our home planet, but charting the heavens is not that simple. What we regard as the sky, or firmament, is but a view of the universe from the vantage point of the Earth, obviously, whose members are the sun, moon, planets, stars, clusters, nebulae, yada 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 yada. Each occupy a position in the sky that merely represents its direction in space from us. The universe is an enormous, mind-boggling, three-dimensional entity, not the surface of a sphere. So you have the big worldview change from being a surface of a sphere back in the day to a vast, incomprehensibly large, three-dimensional entity. Yet to chart it, we must picture it to be just that. We must take away its three-dimensional nature and put it on the maps. As astronomers make use of a gigantic imaginary celestial sphere, which is infinitely large, larger than the entire universe. Everything within it, which is to say everything in the universe, has a definite position on the celestial sphere that is the result of a line from the Earth out to the celestial body in question and extended still further into the inner surface of this imaginary but mathematically real sphere. Unfortunately, they go ahead and say that the celestial sphere was infinitely large, larger than the entire universe. That's silly. The universe is infinitely large. So the celestial sphere in that sense is infinitely large just as the universe is. The two are the same thing. Why do they delineate the two conceptually? Is because of Big Bang creationism, but we're not going to go into that. Like the Earth, the immense hollow globe has an imaginary grid system similar to longitude and latitude. The celestial version is called respectively right ascension and declination. This heavenly grid, which is most commonly used today for uranography, is called the equatorial system because it has a celestial equator resulting from extended Earth's equator out to the sky. The same is done with the north and south poles, from now become the north and south celestial poles. For uranographer purposes, we can use the term celestial sphere and sky interchangeably. Now, something I wanted to go over, two things here that stuck out to me. I didn't write in this book, obviously. I didn't want to, soil it with my scribblings and other nonsense. But uranography, the root word for that, urano, I think that's a great word. I think putting that type of background to it for ancient Greek type thinking and stuff like that, where they had mythology related stuff, I think that's great. But unfortunately, they didn't look at the word that they're writing it down, and Uranus comes out of it, which people make fun of that word all the time. And I think that's unfortunate because that's actually a really powerful word. The the God of the celestial realm. Holy shit, that's a big deal. But these days we make fun of it and it's just a run-in of a lot of jokes. So I propose maybe the IAU can change that planet's name to Uranium. And uranium would be a lot more serious and it would signify a lot more power. Because uranium is obviously nuclear, you know, it's radioactive, you know. We murdered hundreds of thousands of people with uranium back in World War II. But anyways, yeah, change that planet's name to Uranium. That way people can take it seriously. It's not a joke. It's not some joke that's up there. It's a real object. And in this theory, it's the ending stages of a very long line of stellar evolution. And that thing is going to become the soonest to Earth-like out of all the other objects there is in the lineup. That's the next object that's going to become Earth-like. That, and the other thing that stuck out to me, we have all these exoplanets found, according to, you know, establishment. They don't understand what happens to stars as they evolve to become planets. They're the same thing. But on that note, we're finding objects that are smaller than the Earth. Now, by the thousands. Earth size, Jupiter size, a little bit bigger than Jupiter size. We're finding them by the thousands, even tens of thousands over the next couple years. We know where their right ascension and declination is. We can track them in the celestial sphere, in the sky. We can literally pinpoint where these things are. Now, back to an earlier talk about black holes. If black holes are real, if there were actual stellar mass black holes, where are all these stars that are orbiting around nothing? Why isn't it we haven't been finding any of those things? They're supposed to exist in the tens of thousands, just like exoplanets. These black holes are supposed to populate the galaxy. And it should kind of like make you think about it. Like, if these things are so populate the galaxy so much, why aren't we finding all these exoplanets orbiting them? There are none to be found. Not one single stellar mass black hole has been found. And that's just one nail in the coffin to the ridiculous black hole concept that was invented in like the, 1920s or earlier or something. But anyways, I just thought I'd point that out. There isn't a single black hole in this entire fucking book. Not a single black hole is in this whole thing. It's all three-dimensional oblate spheroids, not 0D mathematical concepts. But anyways, I think that sums it up. If you want to buy books like this to get like a real feel of how much is out there and to study where all this is, I would suggest doing it. I'm not sure that this book really costs that much. Maybe it's like, $30, $35 or something like that. Anyways, y'all take it easy.